Today, we celebrate the reinvention of Oklahoma City. From nightlife on the riverfront to the roar of the thunder, a slice of innovation, Okie style.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, and this week we're coming to you from the Oklahoma City Museum of Art.
And I'm Dean O'Lally, coming to you from the Bricktown Canal. The truth is, with all that's new and innovative in Oklahoma City, it was actually tough to decide what to feature in the show.
Like the Bricktown Ballpark.
Or the newly renovated Myriad Gardens.
Or the just-finished Centennial Park outside the newly renovated Civic Center.
Or the new 50-story tall Devon Tower over my left shoulder.
These have all become symbols of a spirit of innovation that has people around the world asking, how is Oklahoma City doing that?
The ghosts of these iconic Dust Bowl images still haunt Oklahoma, creating an enduring image of our state as dusty, deserted, and desperate. Transforming what used to be a wild and weedy riverbed into a world-class water sport venue has had the multiplying effect of bringing new groups of visitors to Oklahoma City while simultaneously throwing cold water on the old negative stereotypes with new images of a city that's splashy, innovative, and exciting. Already an Olympic training site for U.S. rowing and canoe-kayak programs, Oklahoma City has plans for several new boathouses, a youth center, and a new whitewater kayak course to complement the flatwater sprint kayaking already done here.
That idea of the unlikely that Oklahoma City has going for it. And it's not just on the river. I mean, an unlikely place to have the best NBA franchise in the league, the most unlikely place to have a marathon that has 27,000 runners come out and support, raise nearly $1 million towards the operations of the memorial here. Now you add in truly the most innovative, most exciting canoe, kayak, and rowing venue in the world. That is an unlikely story. And I think that's what people gravitate towards in their lives. They want to meet people and communities and companies that are doing interesting things. And there is nobody doing more interesting things in the world right now than Oklahoma City.
This is really about engaging the entire population and branding Oklahoma City around this waterfront. And that's a unique situation that doesn't exist in other parts of the country.
Oklahoma City is garnering such a reputation for innovation that people are coming here from all over the world to learn from us, like this delegation from Chiang Mai, Thailand, recently hosted by the local group Creative Oklahoma.
We have been right with coming to Oklahoma because we've seen a lot on both ends. We've seen from the Creative Oklahoma initiative a lot of focus on community education schools.
In fact, our international reputation for creativity far exceeds our image nationally.
Outside of the United States, if I say that Oklahoma is becoming the state of creativity, people go, really? Inside America, people go, really?
Sir Ken Robinson is an internationally known author and proponent of efforts to foster creativity who has experienced firsthand efforts by Creative Oklahoma to build on our state's spirit of innovation.
Oklahoma joined this international network of creative districts, and they spread from Scotland to South America, and I think there are now 19 of them. But Oklahoma, interestingly, is the only region in the United States that's been accepted as part of this network of creative districts.
Join more than 2,000 innovators and trailblazers at this year's State of Creativity Forum this Tuesday in OKC. Just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
The most visible symbol of that spirit of innovation may be the Oklahoma City Thunder, who stormed into the NBA 4 seasons ago, have been in the playoffs 3 times, and last year won their conference championship.
Now, superstar forward Kevin Durant has worked very hard and has created a name for himself as being one of the top players in the league, and recently I had a chance to visit with him at the premiere of his movie. The movie was called Thunderstruck. We've seen him move with speed and agility on the court time and time again, sometimes appearing to defy gravity itself. Number 35 reaching above and beyond those around him and making those three-pointers look like he can do them in his sleep. Never one to settle for just being average, KD took on a new challenge by agreeing to be the star of a movie in which he plays himself. It was called Thunderstruck, and the basic premise of this family film was how KD and a big fan named Brian, a klutzy 14-year-old boy, mysteriously switched talents. Brian becomes the star of his high school basketball team, while KD suddenly can't make a shot for anything.
Almost. Work in progress.
And of course, with the playoffs approaching, Brian learns that being a true winner involves working hard at your game, and he makes things right for his hero, KD, at the end of the film. Now, between the Thunder's great season last year, the Olympics, and all the other things going on in his life, I asked KD at the film's premiere, which is more fun, making a movie, playing in the championships, playing for a gold medal, or facing LeBron one-on-one on the court?
Well, it's a tough question. Making this movie was pretty fun. It was something that I wasn't used to doing, but you know, I came out and I think I did decent. You know, it was my first one. I had a lot of fun, and my family was there supporting me. So I think that was outside the box for me, and I had a good time.
And the filmmakers had a great time making the movie, some of which was actually shot in Oklahoma City. The film's producer, Mike Kars, was very impressed with the state's infrastructure, the crew, and he added it was very easy to get up and running quickly.
Oh, it's been a great place to work. Our crew is fantastic, very energetic. We had so many extras here today, and they're fans. They're all fans, and they're being great. The people are very friendly. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Fun, friendly people, those are also words KD uses to describe what he likes about Oklahoma City and what it's like to live here.
Well, it's a great city. The people, treat everybody with a lot of respect. Classy people here. It's a blue-collar city, and that's the type of player I am. I come to work every single day and just try to give it all for who I'm playing for. And these people here are just unbelievable. They've accepted my family since day one, and I'm glad I'm here.
We are glad KD and all the Thunder players are here too. Now, if you really never got into Wayne Coyne's music, you may wonder, though, about his building here in downtown Oklahoma City.
It's hard to miss if you drive down Broadway, and I think it's safe to say it is fairly well outside the proverbial box.
Absolutely. It's evidence that we're talking about a guy who never even knew there was a box.
This musical innovator has a permanent presence on Automobile Alley, one of OKC's creative hubs. We'll meet him and some of the other innovators who have set up shop on this iconic boulevard next on AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
It was a Saturday morning and I went to an exercise class. As soon as the class ends, I go to the parking lot and somebody had stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. So I called AAA Insurance. They offered me a rental car. They told me everything was going to be all right. So when my car was found a week later, they said, "Bob, you need to change the locks on your car." I would have never thought about that if it wasn't for AAA. They really took care of me.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit travelok.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At travelok.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We've reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
It was almost comical. It was like, I can't believe this even happened. I look down the street, I see there's a tree across my son's car. I was just like, I called my AAA agent, Patty. She said, we can take care of this. AAA and Patty are great. You just feel like they have your back. They make everything as easy as possible. I mean, they really take good care of us.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, talking about Wayne Coyne, who was a bubble boy of a different sort. As the front man for the band Flaming Lips, this Oklahoma City innovator pioneered new forms of music and creative artistry, as well as facades, as you can see behind us.
That's right. Now, this area of Oklahoma City known as Automobile Alley seems to drive creative types. And recently, our Shell Wagner took a spin around the neighborhood to meet some of the minds behind some of the one-of-a-kind businesses.
The swath of downtown Oklahoma City, known as Automobile Alley, stretches along Broadway Avenue north to 13th and east to Interstate 235. Back in its heyday in the 1920s and 30s, this neighborhood was home to more than 50 car dealerships. But over the past few years, Automobile Alley has been rediscovered by a new breed of driven locals, jump-starting revitalization and restoration efforts with business models humming with creativity.
We did a lot of reuse of materials, for example, that we took down walls and then used the studs to make bike displays.
Steve Schlegel of Schlegel Bicycles was one of the first retailers to gamble on the rebirth of this district, and perhaps it was his business built on his own passion that set the tone for this area.
You can do so many things on a bike, whether it's transportation, whether it's recreational, sightseeing, fitness. There's just so many opportunities, and I just love sharing those opportunities.
Catty corner across the street from Schlegel's Pro Shop, mother-daughter business partners Tracy Walton and Brittany Melton felt that an abandoned Chevy dealership was the obvious spot for opening their socially responsible mercantile. Plenty Mercantile supplies life and style goods that celebrate authenticity, origin, and process.
They're products that you would buy anyway. Toothbrushes, body lotion, notebooks, furniture, lighting pieces.
We want to have over-the-top customer service and just be known for a welcoming, community-based, come here for not just to purchase stuff, but to hang out and take our classes and get involved.
One of the most noticeable clues that this neighborhood is revved up by creativity is the Womb Gallery, with its chaotically painted exterior that's impossible to miss. This art gallery and creative space is another figment turned reality from the fertile imagination of the Flaming Lips frontman, Wayne Coyne.
I think, my drive makes me look a little insane once in a while, which I think works great in art. Probably wouldn't work great in all professions, but it works great in art, don't you think?
Even some Automobile Alley businesses that seem purely whimsical carry a surprisingly deeper purpose, not always evident at first glance. Take Sarah Cupcake, named for Sarah Brinson, a young lady who excelled at both sports and academics at Heritage Hall High School. One of her passions, making cupcakes, particularly with her Aunt Toni Hoffman. On Easter Sunday 2007, Sarah told her aunt that they should open a cupcake bakery. But within 24 hours, Sarah died suddenly from what was later found to be a form of cardiac dysrhythmia. Today, Sarah is honored via the hard work of her family. In her name, they transformed a run-down 100-year-old house into this bright, upbeat bakery. And all of the proceeds benefit the Sarah Caroline Brinson Children's Heart Research Fund. Next door to Sarah, Shop Good is full of interesting merchandise, from clothing to flip-flops and from jewelry to breath mints. And when you look closely, you see a recurring theme.
Shop Good is a gifts and apparel shop where every purchase gives back. So every purchase made at Shop Good supports some kind of community development, either locally or somewhere in the U.S. or globally.
If it is possible for an attitude to be imprinted upon a place, then that would help to explain the phenomenon that is Automobile Alley. Because it seems beyond sheer coincidence that a neighborhood built on the car business would continue to be such a vehicle for moving forward. On Automobile Alley in OKC, I'm Shel Wagner.
All right, up next, the team and their mascot were both named through a contest by Oklahoma City hockey fans.
Democracy and creativity come together to put the icing on Oklahoma City's cake. That's coming up on AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. We've always been strong supporters of making sure drivers are safe on the roads, which is why we support a number of charitable causes that advocate just that, safety. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety is one such organization. They are dedicated to saving lives, reducing injuries, and enhancing traffic safety. Since 1947, the foundation has funded hundreds of projects designed to discover the various causes of traffic crashes, how to prevent them, and how to minimize injuries when they happen. AAA has used this research to develop high-impact educational materials for drivers, as well as bicyclists and others who use the roads. This is just one of the many charitable organizations that AAA Oklahoma fully supports. Our goal is to make sure that all of your driving experiences are safe ones. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from downtown Oklahoma City, where NBA basketball may be a new phenomenon, but where folks have been hockey fans for decades.
Actually, for many years, and now local hockey fans can cheer on stars destined for the NHL when the Barons take the ice inside the Cox Center. And tonight, Jeff Roberts and I are going to introduce you to the team and give you a little behind-the-scenes tour. We're now in what they call one of the terrace suites. There's actually several of them, and this is sweet because you've got a great view of the game.
Listen to me, it's sweet. You can also not only get the good view of the game, you got instant replays on your monitors, you can have food catered in for you. These are rentable, so seriously, you should check it out.
You should, and something else that's very exciting that happens a couple times during the game.
Yeah, we're talking about Chuck a Puck. You throw these and about a bazillion of them hit the ice, and if you hit the target, you can win cash and prizes.
And I'm all in for that. This is called the stick rack.
Yes.
And it is amazing. You know, each player is different. Each they like their different quirks, and some may have more tapes, and some of the sticks are higher than the others. So it's pretty interesting.
You know, some of these sticks are taller than you. Okay, just kidding.
Yes,
but
they are.
I want to
Yes.
do this real quick. All right, so goalie lolly, you had a great game. How do you feel?
How do I feel? I think the ice has frozen your brain. This is where they do all the post-game interviews, by the way. I'll go over here. This has just been great so far, and I do want to thank the management of the Barons for allowing us this behind-the-scenes look, because this is very cool.
Yeah, obviously, if you come to the games, you don't get to do all this kind of stuff that we've got to do behind the scenes, but amazing. Seriously, this locker room blows my socks off. I mean, this is huge.
You know, everything is in its place. It's very specific, and talk about, you know, the games are exciting. Everyone knows that, but all the work that goes on behind the scenes is absolutely phenomenal, because they put in a lot of hours.
And one last thing, if you ever get lucky like we do to have a behind-the-scenes look, do not touch this stuff. They will hurt you. Remember, they check people into glass.
So what has Barons hockey done for Oklahoma City?
Bringing what I like to call as NHL quality product at an AHL price is really what we were trying to focus on bringing to Oklahoma City. You've got 85% of the players that come through the AHL going to the NHL. You're seeing NHL quality players night in, night out on the ice all the time. It's fantastic.
The game itself is enough for die-hard hockey fans, but there's more going on here than you can, wait for it, shake a hockey stick at.
So we're in the blue line right now.
Right.
You have to be a season ticket holder to be in here.
Right.
This is a cool renovation. Are you impressed?
It's great. It gives us a special place to go to. It's really nice. Food's been great. It's an outing. It's an event. And what the best thing is you get to see the players who are just one level below playing in the National Hockey League.
And all this activity surrounding the game isn't just a happy accident.
Well, what we try to do is incorporate what we call the show around the hockey game. Hardcore hockey fans enjoy the game, and that's enough for them. But our casual fans, our families, you know, really focusing on the family-oriented entertainment, so that we have what I like to call a smile in the door and a smile out the door, from beginning to end.
And that chuck-a-puck thing they do, man, that is a hoot. Dino and I are now back in the kids area. He said he wanted to try something.
We're in what they call the kids area right now. You can have face painting, you can make posters, there's video games, and you can actually take a shot at a dryer. I'm going to take a shot at a target that's much bigger. Okay, ready?
For those of you at home, don't try this, but don't worry, if you're playing with Dino, it's safe. The safest place to stand is in front of him when he's shooting.
What Jeff doesn't know is I used to play hockey.
At the Barons game in downtown Oklahoma City, I'm Jeff Roberts.
The space, the name, the pie, no matter how you slice it, this restaurant is an innovation.
Up next, the Wedge Pizzeria, a new angle on an old favorite when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns in 2 short minutes.
It was almost comical. It was like, I can't believe this even happened. I look down the street, I see there's a tree across my son's car. I was just like, I called my AAA agent, Patty. She said, we can take care of this. AAA and Patty are great. You just feel like they have your back. They make everything as easy as possible. I mean, they really take good care of us.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
It's Oklahoma's growing adventure, agritourism, where farms, ranches, and vineyards swing open their gates with a warm welcome and acres to taste. From hand-picked produce to handcrafted wines, it's morning glory that lasts into the night. Find 500 farm and ranch attractions all over Oklahoma. Explore agritourism at travelok.com.
It was a Saturday morning and I went to an exercise class. As soon as the class ends, I go to the parking lot and somebody had stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. So I called AAA Insurance. They offered me a rental car. They told me everything was going to be all right. So when my car was found a week later, they said, "Bob, you need to change the locks on your car." I would have never thought about that if it wasn't for AAA. They really took care of me.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. If you're like me, you'll agree that Oklahoma is a great place to live. But I'll bet you would also agree that we receive our fair share of extreme weather. Often this weather can cause damage to your home. Many insurance companies in Oklahoma have established limitations to their homeowners' policies, particularly for wind and hail, that are important for customers to understand. Our AAA insurance agents are available in 41 offices statewide to review your current homeowner's policy with you. Call an agent today to get a free quote and policy review on your home insurance. Whether it's a thunderstorm, hail, tornado, fire, or theft, get the security you desire with homeowners insurance from AAA. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you.
The old adage, location, 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 might have scared off some entrepreneurs, but you got to admit, a dead-end street is not the most advantageous location.
But these creative foodies were looking for just the right place for their second location, and they found it, tucked away in a building only a mathematician or a pizza maker could love.
It was just an accident that a pizza place named The Wedge ended up in this nifty little triangular-shaped building in the old Deep Deuce quarter of Bricktown, but what a happy accident. The owners bought the building uncertain what they'd do with it, but the success of their tiny pizzeria on Western led them to open a second larger location here at the dead end of Central and First.
Really, when we first opened, there wasn't a lot of people living down here. And it's been a little bit of a struggle just to get people to even come over to the dead end street. We're at the dead end. It's like, how often do you find something good at the dead end, you know?
Well, there's really nothing dead about this dead end. This second wood-fired pizza restaurant is hopping with a burgeoning set of full-time residents and nighttime visitors. The business crowd dominating during the day, but then giving way to a totally different vibe in the evenings.
We have people that will come in and just drink. We've got a lot of local beers from Coop Ale Works that I think is a pretty big draw for people to come in and just have a beer, whether they're walking downtown to do something or headed to the movies, or just they live across the street and they're bored. We'll come over and hang out. Thunder game nights are awesome. There's a lot of energy in here. It fills up real quick all at once, and then they all leave at once. And so everybody's running around like crazy, and then it's quiet. We're like, what happened? But it's fun. And a lot of people stay and just watch the game here.
What brings them here? Simply put, freshly made food, original creations, sustainably produced, often locally grown, that you can feel good about putting into your body and to which your mouth will say an emphatic yes. Like the top-selling pizza, which I can tell you is delicious, the Truffle Shuffle.
It has herbed olive oil as a sauce, and then fresh sage, and then roasted cremini mushrooms, roasted local chicken, fresh mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, fresh spinach, and when it comes out of the oven, we drizzle it with truffle oil. So you just get this awesome aromatic knockover.
Elena says the favorite salad is the sweet and spicy spinach, but her favorite thing on the menu is the antipasto plate.
It's always changing. It's basically just a plate full of roasted veggies, Italian meats, olives, and cheese, and the veggies are seasonal and local when can be. And if we're lucky enough to have a successful garden harvest, then they come out of our own garden.
If, when you're finished with the rest of your meal, you're not too stuffed to consider it, there is gelato and elemental coffee to top it all off, but the real pièce de résistance at the Wedge is finding that place where everybody really does know your name.
But I think what it really boils down to is how we treat the guests when they come in our door, and how we treat them when they're leaving, and how we treat them when they return, how we recognize them and treat them like they're our friends. That's important.
Well, thanks for coming along with us today. We hope we've got everybody's spirit of creativity all jazzed up, and if so, don't forget about the State of Creativity Forum coming up at the Cox Center on November 13th.
We'll have all the scoop for you on the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Hope to see you back a week from tonight.
Next week, tired of the same old holiday routine? Then treat your guests with a visit to a real nut house in Catoosa. Or how about a park full of totem poles and foil? And finish off their stay with a midwinter swim in Clinton. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something creative to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.